Wait, before we start this one, let me put my smart face on. Because we're talking books.
Where the sexy robot party, everybody's disco dancing. Where the sexy robot party, everybody's disco dancing.
So they may be moderately cute, but they're highly reflective. Maybe I should have gotten the anti-reflective lenses. Anyway, I apologize for the reflection off of my glasses, but I felt it appropriate to wear them since we're talking books this week. At the beginning of the new year, I saw a whole bunch of people posting blogs and talking about how they wanted to read more this year. And since I finally settled up my account with my local library and can use my library card without guilt, now I decided that I would also start reading more books. So in January, I read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and the first Hunger Games book, which I enjoyed both quite a bit. The first Hunger Games book took me about 5 hours to read. That author has perfected the, oh, here's one sentence to end the chapter so that you absolutely positively have to read the next chapter now thing. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo took a little while to get going, and I think ultimately the author thought the more important story in the book was the one that was probably going to be less appealing to mass audiences. If you've read it, you probably know what I mean. And then I went back to the library and I borrowed Infinite Jest. And after 2 chapters of that, I really needed to shower. So I didn't pick it back up again, and I did not finish Infinite Jest. I only made it 2 chapters in there. And if you've tried to read Infinite Jest, you know of what I speak. It's dense. And I picked up a book called The White Devil, which it was okay. It took about 200 pages to get going, and then it finished all right. So that was groovy. When I was in LA, I discovered the existence of this book, the 6th book in the inappropriately named Hitchhiker's Guide trilogy, which of course means I had to pick it up and give it a shot. Somebody else is writing another Hitchhiker's Guide, and for the most part, it has the right Hitchhiker's Guide flavor, but for the first 100 pages, the author keeps using the word frood as an adjective, which if you've read Hitchhiker's Guide, frood is not an adjective. You're not a fruity dude, you're a hoopy frood. In a strange way, I think that it's probably very appropriate to have not Douglas Adams write a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book. But if you're going to delve into that whole world, there's a lot of stuff that gives you a lot of flexibility, but at least use hoopy frood properly. You're not a fruity dude, you're a hoopy frood. And I also got this one from the library, the Game of Thrones, because when I go to Comic-Con this year, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be Game of Thrones stuff going on there, and I'd like to have a clue as to what it is. And then I've also got this one that a friend gave to me not too long ago. It's not fiction, but it's called A First Aid Kit for the Sleep-Deprived Woman. I'm not really getting restful sleep because I keep having really upsetting and disturbing dreams. And then my best friend in Texas sent me a link to a TED speech with Susan Cain, who wrote this lovely book on introverts, which will be the next one that I need to read, because her TED speech was lovely and about how we're so encouraged now to work in groups and to collaborate and this and that and the other thing that we forget how important alone time is and how valuable that is, especially for the creative process. So I really want to read this one, being an introvert. And yet with all of these books on my reading list, this is the one that I was reading before I went to sleep last night. That's my story about books right now. And I'd love it if you guys have read any of these other ones or have thoughts on any of these other ones. I'll give the Guards Guard series another try since my fellow MSTHKers both like that. I'd like to be able to discuss these books with people. So if anybody feels like chatting about books, let me know. Okay, we'll see you next week. Yay, I'm going to Comic-Con again this year!